An obvious solution if you are dealing with hair loss is to shave it all off. It's quick, it's low cost, and you can actually stop worrying about your hair once and for all. It's the ultimate solution. But the question that we'll be answering today is, will you actually look good? As good as this, for example? Well, it's no exact science, but there is definitely some theory behind this stuff. There are some factors that are supposed to predict who will look good with shaved hair and who will look, well, not so good. And we're going to discover that in today's video. Stay tuned. Hey guys, Leon here from HairGuard.com, where people who are worried about their hair loss go to regrow their hair. Welcome to the HairGuard YouTube channel, and do make sure to hit subscribe if you want updating on any of the latest hair loss news or any breakthroughs that we find out about. And just a quick thing before we get into this video, don't forget to click the link in the description to take the HairGuard hair loss quiz. You'll answer a few short questions about yourself and your hair loss, then you'll receive free, personalized, expert advice on how to regrow healthy hair. So guys, historically, rich, thick hair in a man has been associated with youth and strength. On the other hand, historically, the sight of a man with a shaved head has actually been linked to, well, not so desirable connotations. These range from symbolic castration and restrained sexuality to low status and subjugation. So, shaved heads were something that you'd associate with humble roles, like that of the servant, the eunuch, and the monk. Now, it's definitely not something that you'd expect to see in a king or some kind of war general. Now, on the face of it, then an anthropologist would be surprised to find so many men in our society voluntarily shave off whatever hair that they have left. Especially when you consider that bald men are usually perceived to be around 4 to 5 years older, as well as less physically attractive. One theoretical explanation comes from a field of psychology called signaling theory. Signaling theory was originally applied to explain certain patterns of communication in animals. But today it's a very popular tool in human psychology, especially in disciplines like evolutionary psychology. Signaling theory would explain the action of shaving one's head precisely because of its undesirable effects. The idea is that by taking such a radical and undesirable step, a man is signaling his willingness to defy social norms and expectations, that he just doesn't give a damn what anybody thinks of him. From a psychological and social point of view, this is not something that everyone can afford to do. So it could be that a shaved head is used to signal dominance. And indeed, psychological research finds that men with shaved heads are perceived as more confident, more masculine, and even more dominant. Believe it or not, men with shaved heads can also give the impression of not only being physically stronger, but also appearing taller than they really are. And actually, it's about an inch to be precise. So let's take this line of reasoning to its logical conclusion, which we can summarize in one word: congruence. If a shaved head conveys masculinity, dominance, and alpha, we'd expect it to look good if it matches the rest of a man's appearance, if his other features also signal these traits. If they don't, there's a very good chance that the result will be unnatural and it just won't look as good. And what are some of the other features that signal these traits? What would be congruent with a shaved head? Well, by far the most important ones are probably a prominent jawline and chin, as well as prominent eyebrows. These are all facial features that evolutionary psychologists believe to be linked to higher levels of testosterone during development. And higher testosterone is linked to, you guessed it, higher dominance. And it's not just about the physical appearance. Various aspects of a man's behavior give clues to his dominance. The way that he talks and how much he says, the way that he walks, his gaze, facial expressions, these all speak to a man's dominance, assertiveness, and social status. Basically, the takeaway from all of this is that if you're considering to shave your head, it's to consider how well it will fit with the rest of your physical appearance, as well as the way that you carry yourself and your self-confidence. Shaving your head is an obvious solution to dealing with pattern baldness, and many men who have done it describe the experience as having a burden lifted. But others feel just plain horrible. They only resort to shaving it because they can't think of any other way to deal with their hair loss. They shave it all off, and quite frankly they hate it, but they still keep it like that because they see no other alternative. But the good news is that if you are struggling with hair loss, and especially if it's not very advanced, is that you don't have to shave off your hair if you don't feel that it's right for you. You can take steps to halt or even reverse the progression of male pattern baldness. Now on this channel we have done literally hundreds of videos on different ways to fight hair loss. We cover completely natural, free of side effects, and above all effective methods. So do make sure to check out some of our other videos and visit our website at www.hairgod.com for tons of free articles and other resources. So guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think makes some men look awesome with a shaved head? Is it what we talked about in today's video, or do you think that there are other factors at play? Guys, make sure to click the videos on the screen right now to learn more.